nice brown. Good. Okay. I may get you to drop that back anchor down right there.
It's not every day you get to hook up with one of the top fly fishermen in the world. Chuck Farneth of Heber Springs is currently ranked 7th. In 2001, he was ESPN's Great Outdoor Games fly fishing gold medalist. Yeah, you might say Chuck Farneth knows a thing or two about fly fishing.
Now, when you push, I want you to push your arm out and snap your thumb. There's your cast. Now your rod tip goes down. This stays in your middle finger only.
All right.
Your left hand now holds this line right there. You're going to point to the indicator, pull line with your left hand a little bit, because what you have is a little slack right here, and you want to have to take out as much as you possibly can. And what I did there was I mended. It's a management of the line where you call mend, move it so that it doesn't hinder the drift of the fly. That indicator helps you a lot. So it tells you what speed your fly is traveling. So you can actually see here that your fly is down 5 feet below that indicator. So when the fish takes it, it'll move the indicator. All you do is raise up with your right, and you'll pull with your left through that finger. What happens is everybody gets excited because they got a fish on, and they seem to forget the fact that the line has to go through your finger. And they pull it out of the finger, and then they don't know what to do with it. I've seen them put it in their mouths and try every way they can to keep tension, but this controls your tension right here. I call that the controller. This is your director. Your thumb is pointing directly to the tip of the rod. So what does that tell you? The tip of the rod directs the line. The line directs the fly. So anything you do, you point your thumb to the direction you want to cast. So when you come up and you point your thumb over here, that's where your fly is going to go. See that?
Contrary to what others may tell you, fly fishing is not all in the wrist.
Come back up here. We're going to come over your left shoulder because we're casting to the right, and cast right towards that stick up over there. Push your thumb hard. One more time. I want you to do it. Slow back, wait. Now push hard. Not bad. We're getting a little wristy. I saw that come away from your forearm a little bit, so let's try it one more time. In your finger. There you go. Stop. Pull this back real slow. Now when you push, you want to put, see the energy? That's the kind of energy you want. Now don't use your wrist. I want you to push your arm. Now push it.
Not all in the wrist.
Right there. That's it. It's exactly right. Push it. That's it. Good. See how much further you got? So if you do this, you're just going to tell the line to go up in the air and fall down. You want to push it. So what we're doing now is we're letting it drift with the current. We're feeding the fish. That's how they do. They just kind of sit facing upstream, and they'll take the food as it drifts by them. So what we're doing is we're casting the fly upstream, and we want it to sink, get down to the fish, and let it drift natural. And the more natural it looks, the better your response. More frequently you'll get strikes. And then you have opportunity to hook up more frequently and enjoy the bonus that's catching.
And catching is what I was anxiously waiting on.
Now see that little ring right there? You have a fish. If you lift your rod up, you can catch them. Raise it up and pull with your left hand. See that? This is your drag. If you're familiar with the spinning rods, your finger right there controls the tension. Remember I said about it being a controller?
Yeah.
That's your drag system. And if you try to stop the fish, the line's light enough, he'll break it. So what you do is just take your time, keep your rod tip up at a nice angle like that so your rod bends.
Yeah.
That protects the line as well, and it controls the direction of the fish. You see where he wants to go? Like any fish, he's going to go for structure. So if you keep your arm up real high, we can pull him right up over the top. And I just so happen to have a net right here with a real long handle, so I don't have to go quite as far. And scoop him up like that. There we go. Now see, this is the easiest part of the game right here. I use barbless hooks. It's out already. As soon as you release the tension, the fish is released, and we put them right back in the water.
With fly fishing, it's very easy to lose interest if you're not catching anything versus the typical rod and reel bait fishing.
Confidence is a huge factor in fishing, just angling itself. So you have your confidence lure, you have your confidence rod, and all the baits that you use. Those are the types of things that will take you out and keep you fishing for hours and hours and hours because you have a lot of confidence in something that you caught fish on last time you went. If you put something new in somebody's hands, the confidence level is very, very low. They just want to try it. It's an intrigue. They want to try something different, maybe a little more challenging for them. But it gets to a point where if they don't have good instruction, a lack of knowledge, then that's going to deter them just a little bit from doing it because they're not doing it properly. See that strike? You missed that one too. You got to keep your eyes on it while I talk, all right? So there it is. So the point is, a lot of people go out with a fly rod with good intentions, but they end up getting discouraged and frustrated. So the rod sits in the corner, collects dust, and it stays there for probably decades until the grandkids grow up and, oh, we'll try it again. But it doesn't have to be that way. There's a lot of good instruction out there today. Whether it's the use of the internet, YouTube, there's guide services all over the state of Arkansas. If we're going to specifically stay here because we have some phenomenal trout water here, best in the world. This is one of the ways that I find to be therapeutic. That's probably the reason why I started fly fishing. Number one is I love challenges. Bait fishing was just too easy. And I didn't want to kill all the fish that I caught, and I caught a lot. And whenever you use bait, they oftentimes swallow it. But what happens when they swallow it is the hook will get into the internals and it'll tear it and it'll cause the fish to die. Even though it swims off, it'll die. And I just try to catch and release so that somebody else can come out and enjoy it. All right.
Farneth talked with us about what it meant to him when he was younger to be hooked on fishing instead of other things.
But it did something when I was a youngster, and I really value that a lot today because I see a lot of young people that just haven't really taken an interest in fishing. They have interest in other things, but fishing isn't one of them. And I found that it was one of those activities that kept me from getting into too much trouble. So I feel like that's something that I can help maybe contribute into a young man or young lady's life to help them choose something other than mischief, if I can put it that way. Because there's too many things out there that are going to they're going to gravitate towards that can get them into trouble. But give them some direction in life too. That's what we do through Outdoor Legacy. So that occupies a lot of my time. And we have guests, that come in, fathers and sons, fathers and daughters, men's groups, a variety of them that come in to learn about that, but also learn a lot about fly fishing.
After catching a few more rainbows, we decided to move to another area downstream for the browns. First, a small one, and then to the size more like we were after in the first place.
Hold on, let him take it. Let him take it. You got a good one. That's what we came here for, right there, Chuck. You got a good one. So now what you want to do is let's make sure your line's not around anything. That's it. Put it in your finger, in your middle finger. There you go. Don't pull it out. Perfect. Hold it right there. Keep that tension. That's what you want. When he pulls, let him take it through your finger. Good job. See, you learned on that one.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice job. This is what we're here for right there, bud.
After what seemed like 10 minutes of me trying to get the better of this brown, I finally managed to get him close to the boat.
There we go. He tried to get away, didn't he?
He tried.
Nice catch. Look at that, brother.
That's what this trip was all about.
Capturing one of the Little Red River brown trout. And it doesn't get much better than that, Chuck. I'm going to lift him up so we get a good view.
Oh, yeah.
Get the hook out. This goes to show that you don't have to have a lot of experience, but if you come to the Little Red River, it's a part of exploring Arkansas when you can catch fish like this. That's a good one. That is a good one right there.
I couldn't have said it any better. It's a log construction technique that goes back to medieval Europe, and Robert Runyon of near Winslow is a master at it.
That's kind of your primitive, like the way the doors and all the windows are these full log pieces that are routed into the log to the wall. And basically just a primitive technique that, before they started refining the building techniques. Which is kind of what I'm interested in, is the old way of doing things. And trying to use your indigenous materials as much as possible.
Logs are constructed using a method called Scandinavian scribe.
Scandinavian scribe is where you're actually letting the wood in. The top log is scribed to fit the log beneath it. And I have a tool, it's like a caliper, and you set the log up with like a 2-inch gap between them, and then you take your scribe and you benchmark it, and it's got levels on it where you can mark the exact contour of the log below. Then you turn the log around upside down, and you cut to your mark, and you can achieve a very tight fit that way. And sometimes they got to go in and out 2 or 3 times, to get the fit that you're after. It's just an old world technique that's been around for several hundred years, and it evolved in Sweden and the Scandinavian countries. That's why they call it Scandinavian scribe.
How exactly did you acquire a skill like this?
Trial and error. No, just being interested in it, and I'm basically self-taught. I've had some input from several people, but all of us are basically, we're intrigued with the older building techniques, and we just kind of dove into it and kind of learned on the fly. Made a lot of mistakes, and try to learn from your mistakes. That type of approach to trying to revive the old world techniques that we're interested in. And it's been 40 years of a learning curve, and every day you learn something different. You try to always keep trying to refine and improve your craftsman skills, to do a better job. So, did a lot of research, went to the library back in my youth, when I was oriented in this direction. I did a lot of research up at the library and had the good fortune of working with some good architects and stuff, and learning, proportion and, balance and that type of stuff in a building. And so it's just been an amalgamation of, a lot of different sources, to get there.
In particular, the Bible that you said you had, that you took a lot of information from.
Yeah, that was a book written by a man named Herman Phelps, who was an architectural doctorate German, pre-World War II, and he just referenced and researched all the old building techniques, you know, in Europe, basically Scandinavian or German, you know, northern France and that area, Eastern Europe, Russia, Finland, and those areas where log building was taken to basically an art form. There's still buildings over there that are 800,000 years old that are still in use. So, you know, it's quite a tradition behind it, and it's been refined to a lot higher degree than what was took place in this country. I guess basically because it was, you know, has been evolving for 1,000 years, you know, and here in this country it's always changing, you know, and so, you know, we've just mostly been interested in trying to preserve and get some examples of this type of building construction, you know, on record.
Basically, it's medieval Europe, construction.
Basically, yes. And some of the techniques in this house are some of the rudimentary, you know, from 700,000-800,000 years ago. The joinery work and the, you know, like the door frames and the window bucks, I call them, and stuff, where you're using actual logs and trying to incorporate rock and stone and log together into one, you know, homogeneous structure.
Runyon has been named an Arkansas Living Treasure by the Arkansas Arts Council for his lifelong contributions and significant recognition in keeping this age-old craft alive. But he's not taking any credit for it.
This isn't about me. The award was about several people. I just happened to be the one that fell on, okay? And but I've got some really strong relationships with several stonemasons and log builders. We're all stonemasons and log builders because we're all, Butch Byers is one, Jim Milwee, they're the two main ones. We've been working together and been fortunate enough to have working careers where we've been compatible with each other for 40 years now, which is kind of unusual. We've had our little falling outs and disagreements and stuff, but you know, we adhere to each other because we believe in each other. And like I said, the award wasn't just strictly about me, it's about several people. And I call them peers and patrons. The right timber, the right growth of the timber.
The last time we met up with smallmouth bass guide extraordinaire Dennis Whiteside, conditions were brutal, to say the least. Temperature was sub-zero and Crooked Creek was partially frozen. Well, this go-around is much, much better. Short sleeve weather, oh yeah. We're going to head on down the South Fork of the Spring River and see just how many smallmouth we can catch.
First, a few smallmouth catching techniques.
Pretty much anything that's a bass lure is something to consider. You know, there's every kind of color and variation on lures that you can possibly imagine. And most of it has to do with just finding something you've got confidence in using, and that's the truth. Doesn't necessarily matter what you're fishing with, as long as you got the ability to cast and use it the way it's designed to be used. In my view, a lot of the fishing success comes down to where is that fish at and getting it within a foot or two of where the fish is when you make your cast. Otherwise, you just aren't going to get that fish.
Dennis also pointed out the importance of smallmouth conservation.
Once you know what a smallmouth is, on kind of stream fishing, it doesn't take long to become an advocate. Lots of people now that really know what smallmouth fishing is all about catch them and release them. I call it CPR, catch, photograph, and release. And I would encourage people to simply do that, and for lots and lots of reasons. These smallmouth and fish, all the fish in these streams are relatively easy to catch, and depending on the time of the year and the conditions, of course, but you can actually take out a lot of the fishery if you don't pay attention, and particularly for smallmouth. They're a wild fish. You can't really raise them in a hatchery and stock them in these streams. So conservation is something to consider. They have everything going against them in a sense. The streams are becoming smaller and more shallow, filling in. Number one, there's degradation of a lot of these rivers that they can recover, but in the meantime you've got a fishery that can be diminished as a result of it. And then you've got folks that catch and keep fish, and if you keep the larger of the fish, that's the brood population. That's the population that is most apt to be able to have a successful spawn. And the general talk is it takes about 10 years for smallmouth bass in these streams to reach, quote, trophy size. Most people call it an 18-inch fish a trophy bass. And here on the South Fork, there's no telling how many, quote, trophy bass I've caught in my lifetime. But I'll assure you there's not as many of them today as there was 20 years ago. And a part of that is people keeping them. In a sense, it's kind of a shame that more people don't know about these rivers and the streams. It's part of naturally what I like about it is they're not crowded, and you can find this solitude, but there's nothing like it. In so many ways, it's not even funny. It's as close to what the Ozarks were when we first settled in this country.
Dennis was catching his share of smallmouth and then some, so I could feel the screws tightening.
No pressure, Chuck. No pressure here at all. Just because you've got the GoPro camera, and I'm back here, don't even have a semi-pro camera. Hopefully you catch one. Woo. Kind of a nice day for it. Hopefully we can get you into what it feels like to try to hold on to one of those good smallmouth bass.
I finally did catch one at the very end of our float.
That's it. Stay with him. Oh, lost him again. Oh. God. No, wait a minute. He may still be on there.
I think you got him. Stay with him. Fight him, Chuck. Stay with him.
How about that? Not as big as Dennis's, but
it's a fish.
It's a fish.
You got him.
So explore for yourself the South Fork of the Spring River and catch you some smallmouth. And for more on this destination, plus many of our others, or to order a copy of an episode, visit our website at aetn.org/exploringarkansas. And don't forget to like us on our Facebook fan page. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.